Back here, first things first, with Mark Schlereth. Stink, it's been a rough couple of weeks for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've lost their last 2 games and apparently their last 2 running backs. Sort of. Bella's out, that we know. And now James Conner's ankle injury.
I don't think they really had that other guy ever.
Is worse than we thought.
Hard to lose it when you don't have it.
James Conner's been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Raiders. Ben Roethlisberger is running out of people to throw under the bus. Mark, how concerning is Conner's injury for the Steelers?
Well, I mean, I think it's obviously a big concern. James Conner's been great, both running the ball and in the backfield. You've got backs, there's no question. You know, the one thing about...
Baby got back?
Yeah, baby got back. Pittsburgh got back. But listen,
it's about an anaconda.
Right. Okay. Is that what it's about?
Yesterday.
Well, Samuels comes in the 4th quarter last week, runs a little halfback option, catches the ball, boom, scores. So, I mean, Ridley is there now, the former Patriot. So you've got guys to replace him there, but there's a reason certain guys start for length of time and certain guys are backups because they practice them. They understand who's who. So does it hurt them? Yeah, James Conner is, I don't know where he is, close to 1,000 yards. I mean, the guy has been phenomenal for them. And do I think James Conner is as good as Le'Veon Bell? Absolutely not. There's no real comparison to the two. He's a great back. He's a different back.
But then when you
Le'Veon
tease
Bell.
that forward, is the guy backing up James Conner?
Right, but
as
that's what I'm saying. You're getting to your, when you start, I did San Francisco's game last week. You're starting guys on offense in San Francisco that started the 4th preseason game.
Right, there were practice squad guys.
Across the board, all over the place. Your quarterback, your receiving core, your running backs. Like, when you get to that point, there's a reason those guys start the 4th preseason game because most of them will be looking for work or watching from the couch. And so when you start to play those guys, of course it hurts you as a football team. Do I think they have the offensive awareness and personnel to overcome it? Yes, they do. They've got a good group up front. They've got a couple of tight ends that can be difference makers, can be matchup guys. You're going to have to load them up a little bit more.
As a temporary fix.
And they're yes, as a temporary fix until Conner hopefully is back in 2 to 3 weeks, whatever that ankle injury is going to, however much it's going to hamper him.
I would be the biggest concern for me about James Conner is I don't think it is a 2 to 3 week timeline. I've seen if it's truly a high ankle sprain, we have seen guys miss a month, and then when they come back,
That's my diagnosis. No one else says high ankle sprain. That's what I'm saying.
Right, and I'm
based on the way they felt.
Well, sometimes Nick listens to me, sometimes he don't listen to me. So he might have another source told him about high ankle sprain.
On injuries in particular, I trust your eye, and if there is,
but head coaches, but go ahead.
We can have a difference of philosophy on head coaches. On injuries, I will trust your eye particularly. High ankle sprains, we've seen guys miss a month and be hampered for a few weeks after that. Now, do I think the Steelers at their best have a dynamic enough passing attack to still play with or beat anybody? Yeah, they do. In an individual game or maybe even over a few week stretch. But that means Ben Roethlisberger needs to start playing better. And the Steelers right now are bottom 5 in the league in turnover margin. The 4 teams that have a worse turnover margin than them are the Niners, Bucks, Jags, and Cardinals. 4 of the worst teams in the league. Those are the only teams with the worst turnover margin. None of those teams have more than 4 wins. They have been able to overcome that this year, but that's not sustainable. The most telling stat in all of football year to year is where were you in turnover margin? Where are you in the standings? Those are almost always directly correlated. So if they are going to be able to deal with no James Conner, Big Ben in the passing game doesn't only have to be more dynamic, but it has to, while being more dynamic, be more careful. And that's a hard juggling act.
I think if you look at all the playoff teams, and I'm going down them right now, Kansas City, the Pats, Texans on AFC, going to NFC, Rams, Saints, Bears, there's not a team here that's going to lose their running back and feel very, very comfortable. When you look at running back depth, there is none around the league. One place, Jacksonville, because of the style for which they run, guess who they got? They got Fournette, they got Carlos Hyde, and they got T.J. Yeldon. That's the only team. So if you're looking at Pittsburgh saying, maybe Pittsburgh mismanaged their stat. No, they didn't. They got a Hall of Fame quarterback. They got 2 big-time receivers. They got 83 and 81 catches in Schuster and Brown. And then you go down to their tight ends. They got a couple tight ends that can play. We know about Vance McDonald, good speed guy. He's got 40 catches. So when you have injuries like that, you don't necessarily always look to the running back. You looked at, man, how can I throw one to Switzer in the flat? How can I throw to some of these other guys? How can I play 3 and 4 wide receivers compared to a traditional running back set? There is no depth in the league. Ain't no great backup running backs in this league. That's the reason why they are backups, because their inability to be either special running the ball or special coming out of the backfield. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are still situated to be able to move forward. Ben's got to be able to play better, of course, but they should rely on the talent that they have, and they are set up to be a 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end set.
Where is Jesse James? Where is he in catches? Because they have McDonald and they have Jesse James.
Yeah, he's 5th with 27.
Okay, so you've got 2 tight ends. And then this is a personnel grouping thing. You want to come in with a 2 tights, 1 back formation, or you want to start mixing people up. They've got guys that can match up. They've got guys that can match up all over the place. When you have Brown and Schuster, man, you're going to get one-on-ones everywhere else. I mean, that's just the way it is. So they have got guys in the passing game. They can take over the slack that you're losing from losing a big-time running back in the passing game phase. And
they have the luxury of, they got a 1-week bye. Let's go out there against John Gruden and the Raiders. Let's experiment. Because almost anything they're going to do going to get him a win in Oakland. So at least they have 2 weeks before they can adjust. I believe James Conner is going to miss a couple games. I do not believe that's a regular ankle sprain. I do believe it is severe, especially with them ruling him out on a Tuesday. And anytime a team rules you out on Tuesday, that means there is significant swelling and or the inability to be able to walk. If you can't walk on a Tuesday and they rule you out, there's a slim chance you're going to be ready.
If we see video of James Conner today, you think he's in a walking boot?
At least. Yeah. I mean, he's out.
Right.
I mean, so they have him preventative measures. They know week number 2 is the first time that he's going to be able to see some action. I doubt he's going to be able to do that.
Stink. See you back here tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Got to take a break. Coming up, what's next for Ohio State with Urban Meyer stepping down? That's ahead. First things first.
Got ink on my hand from you doing those autographs, Stink.
I know it. You think Jim Harbaugh finally got a chance to beat Ohio State? You think he's leaving now?
Man, he ain't going to beat us, man.